Hi everyone, this is your host Syed Irfan Ajmal with a new episode of the SIA Business Podcast. So let's get started. Now, I think that a lot of you might be glued to your TV screens or watching, news all the time about uh, the coronavirus pandemic. So I thought, what if I can share something which will take your mind away from it a bit and also help you to be more productive at work, even if you are at home, and learn from the experiences of our company, which is a remote first company for the past, I would say, 6 or 7 years. So, yeah, let me share our top 7 tips on working productively from home. Okay, so number one, the first tool that we use is to track our time. So you have to make sure that when you are working remotely, that you're keeping track of your time, because it's easy to get distracted by something that's happening at home, or by the neighbor's dog or something, or just by your mind telling you to take it easy and take a break and so on, right? So we, being a remote first company, all of our team members, whether they are working from whatever location they are working from, they have to use Hubstaff. Now we have 8 core team members, and 3 of us are based in the same city, and we do have a physical office, right? But I mean, sometimes when there is an emergency, such as there is right now, for instance, which is, I think, bigger than anything we expected, but still, or when we have meetings with someone from a different time zone, then we do have to communicate remotely, and we do have to work from home as well at times. So this is my home office, and it has been of massive use to me, because like I said, we have been working remotely for years upon years, even though we have a physical office. And this is my second office, my home office, right? So we use HubSpot to track our time, and this is what my tracker looks like, my HubSpot tracker. So you can see that I have worked almost 7 hours already, and I'm currently doing the SIA podcast project, and so on. It has also a lot of other useful features, especially if you are a manager or a leader, because that gives you the power to analyze the work that everyone else is doing, and it also helps you to sort of you can ensure that everyone is, for instance, working in specific shifts, if that's something that you need. You can also integrate it with other tools like Trello and QuickBooks, and you can also set limits in terms of the amounts that you are paying to your team members, whether it's your core team members, or freelancers, or anything like that. And you can also set limits in terms of the number of hours that they are required to do, right? So there are a lot of other cool features that you can check out. And by the way, in the description of this podcast, we will also include a link to our infographic, which we created some time ago, on Hubstaff, on how we manage remote teams with Hubstaff. So that's an infographic. And come to think of it, we also recorded an interview with Liam Martin, a podcast interview with Liam Martin on what they do at staff.com and Time Doctor, which are, by the way, kind of competitors of Hubstaff. In fact, they are definitely competitors of Hubstaff, right? So definitely check that out as well. Now, the second tool that will help boost your remote work productivity is conducting video meetings. Now, I used to be against most of meetings. I guess I still am in to some extent. But I have came to realize that actually all meetings are not created equal, and it's important, especially if you are working remotely with the team members being in different locations and team members who may have a different culture and a different style of working and whatnot. It's important to conduct these meetings. The only critical thing to remember is to have a specific agenda, and every agenda item to have a specific time, so that you don't go off on a tangent, and one thing leading to another, and then at the end of a long meeting you have not accomplished anything, but you have just spoken a lot on different things, right? And you want to keep a record of the things that you have discussed. And we will try to include some kind of screenshots in this video later on when I'm done, or we will include them in the description. I'm not sure. I have to sort of see my schedule and whatnot, but I will have to basically delegate it to someone, but still that will still need my time to sort of guide them and whatnot, right? But you need to have agenda items. You need to have time allocated to each agenda item for these meetings, and then you also need to um, make sure that you're following up on that. So what we do, and that's like, I guess, a that comes from that is part of sort of the fifth tool as well, that we use a spreadsheet for different types of meetings, right? And then in the next meeting, the next weekly or monthly meeting, we try to follow up on, okay, what was decided in the last meeting, and what tasks have we accomplished by now. We do need to get better at it, but that's a bit of background on why I think video meetings are extremely necessary. So we use Zoom, but we also use Uber Conference. The reason being that one of our team members is based in UAE, and Uber Conference works there so far, but Zoom typically does not work. So when we are interacting with her, it's usually Uber Conference, and but most of our clients who are almost all of the clients that we have, they use Zoom. So we have to kind of juggle between both. Now both do offer recordings, but the cool thing about Zoom is that these are video recordings, right? And the good thing about remote work is that if for instance you don't have a team member who could attend a specific meeting, you can just share the recording with them, right? Both have, like, I mean, both are really good. I mean, the connection quality and whatnot is quite good, and I don't think I ever had any disconnection problems. Now, Uber Conference does not come with any kind of whiteboard tool, but Zoom does come with a whiteboard tool, and so you can, if you are analyzing a document, or a product or a website or something, you can really highlight stuff, and use arrows and whatnot to really sort of um, you know make sure that the other side has understood your point, right? So it's a really good tool for brainstorming as well, by the way, the whiteboard feature of Zoom. Uber Conference, I don't see any kind of whiteboard tool, but I really hope that they come up with one, and I also hope that they start video recordings as well. Screen share is obviously a must for video meetings, and it's something that's available in both these tools. Hubstaff, by the way, it's I mean, they do have like a small free version. I think if you are a single user, it's free, but for someone like our company, you need the paid plan. So we are on the paid plan, and I think we are on one of the more expensive paid plans because we needed those extra features as well. Zoom and Uber Conference, so far we are using the free version, and it works fine for us, but it is possible that in future we will have to maybe go with the Zoom paid version, because we also have some new stuff coming up in near future, like webinars and course recordings, and we are considering to do that on Zoom because it's just really a good tool. Now, in our aim has been to reduce our dependence on email, because with email, it's hard to prioritize things, right? You psychologically you are focused on the most recent email, and just because an email is the most recent does not mean that it's the most important, or the most critical task at hand, right? So for journal chat and short updates, or journal discussion and whatnot, we use Slack, and we try to have like different channels for different projects, and then we also have some other channels like journal and random, and I think there is one called resources channel. So if we come across something cool which is related to our work, we typically share that in the resources channel, right? One desired feature that I think Slack is lacking is the voice note feature. So I think it should definitely have like an inherent voice note feature. Um, a lot of times we want to explain something over a voice note, and the only thing that seems to work well for that is WhatsApp so far, but we do want to avoid WhatsApp. But I think that it's important to have voice features or maybe video features or something like that, video plus voice, I guess. But so there are a couple of plugins, like third party plugins for Slack, that you can use to add voice note to your Slack. But the problem that I have seen with maybe one or two that I have tried is that they will take you to a website, and there on that website you have to record a message, and then you come back to Slack and you sort of add the voice notes link there. So that's not very user friendly, and it takes a lot of time. And the other thing is that I specifically need the voice note feature when I am on the move, right? When I'm not at the house, or when I'm traveling, or something like that. And this, from what I could see from the one or two plugins that I tried, you can record a voice note. From what I could see, you can only record those voice notes when you are on your desktop computer, right? So I think that's a major feature that will make Slack so much more cooler. However, if your team is growing and your work is growing and you have multiple projects, Slack alone is not going to cut it. And you definitely need a project management tool. So we have tried a lot of different project management tools in the past several years. We have tried Asana. I think we have tried Basecamp, and maybe there are one or two others that I'm forgetting about. We had tried Trello before as well, but I would call it our mistake that this habit of checking email has been very very hard for us to to ditch. But we are keen on improving our ability to work on Trello, and we are hoping that as we are really keen on making sure, especially in this quarter, that we just get very good at using Trello. And remember, Trello is Kanban based, so that's one of the agile methodologies. Based on my sort of basic understanding of that, I think one of the agile methodology is Kanban or Kanban, and the other one is Scrum. Right? So um, we are keen on basically. I'm trying to show you my Trello, but I think I will just minimize it and maybe share a screenshot later on, or maybe I will just add a video of that later on, right? Okay, actually it's open now, so let me maybe show you a quick example. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Okay, which one should I show you? Okay, I guess I will take a chance and try this one. Um, okay. For instance, for graphics and video, we have this one Trello board, right? So you can have different boards for sort of different projects, right? Any ideas that we get, we might add them to the ideas column, and these are known as cards. So these are different cards, and you can have a resources column. You can have a couple of things I think which we have not really done well is that we should have in this particular board. We have done it in different boards, in other boards, but like there I think there used to be a column here which is current tasks, right? So any task that is currently being done would be added there, and they are prioritized. So the task or the card which is at the top is the most high priority task, and then so on. And once the team member who is assigned that task, once he's done with that, he will move it to the ready for demo column. And once I get to review it, then I can either approve it if it's already done, or I will basically move it to I'll basically move it to current tasks again after adding some comments under that card after opening that card. So that is how it sort of works. Now, for collaboration, the Google Suite is Google Suite is the best option, I guess, right now. You have Google Docs and you have spreadsheets. Like just earlier this morning, we were working on like a content asset for a client, and it was two team members, me and another team member. We were editing the same spreadsheet at the same time. So we were creating a checklist, and my colleague was working on a separate section of the same sheet, and I was working on a different section of the same sheet, right? So that was pretty cool. So you definitely want to have a Google Suite account, and I mean, in case you don't know, you can get it by if you have Gmail, and you will just download Google Drive. And but if you are a business user, you should probably go for the paid business account, where you will have a shared Google Drive where you can add your team members and you can organize all of your stuff in a much more organized fashion, right? Now, the sixth tool is screen capture, right? So for screen capture, we use Skitch as well as Jing. I used to use Jing only, but ever since I upgraded my operating system, Jing does not work on it anymore. So I'm a MacBook user. So for some reason, Jing does not work anymore, and I really liked it because Jing was awesome for two reasons. Jing did not only take like static screenshots, but it was also able to take like it was also able to record like very small videos very quickly, right? But since Jing does not work for me, I think it still works on Windows. I'm not sure, and it also works on older versions of Mac OS. So since it does not work for me, I started using Sketch. And Sketch is pretty good. It's offered by Evernote, by the way. And both Jing and Sketch, the cool thing about both is that once you have taken a screenshot, you can very quickly get the URL of that image, right? So your screenshot gets uploaded to the Jing server or the Skitch server, and all you have to do if you have to share that screenshot with someone is to share the URL. So that's a much more easier and effective option than having to take a screenshot, download it, save it, and remember where you saved it, and then going to your like email and then attaching and finding the image wherever you stored it, and then attaching it, right, and then sending it. So this is a much faster, better approach. So since Sketch does not come with video recording, and also because Jing, even though Jing does allow you to record videos if it works on your computer, the problem with Jing's video recording is that it's like very short videos. I'm not sure, it's like five minutes or something like that. And the second thing, if I recall correctly, is that there is not a lot of features in terms of video editing or adding a custom thumbnail or adding some other cool features. So that brings me to the final tool of today. So tool number 7 is the video capture tool, or I guess video screen capture tool, called Loom. So Loom is really good. This video, by the way, I'm recording it with Loom, and I have just fallen in love with this tool. I mean, it's so amazing, like so useful, and it has saved me so much time. It has made it so much it has made our lives as a marketing agency so much more beneficial and interesting and amazing. I mean, there is so much that you can do with this tool. In terms of features, you can take the camera capture, like the way you can see my face over here, and you can of course take the screen capture, as in a video recording of the screen. So you can do both of them at the same time, and it comes with sharing URLs as well. And you can also download your videos and then you can upload them to YouTube or wherever, right? So that's a cool feature as well, I would say, for a lot of different reasons, right? I mean, you can record cool videos with it and then upload videos to YouTube. So by the way, I'm not a pro user when it comes to YouTube, so I don't know if YouTube has something similar. I do not think it has, but just saying. Um, Another cool feature of Loom is that apart from some pretty nice video editing options, trimming videos and so on, you can add thumbnails. But the best thing is that you can add call to actions within the video. So that's awesome as well. That you can add a call to action so that you can, when someone has finished watching your video, you can persuade them to subscribe to your newsletter, or leave a comment under your YouTube video, or leave a review under your podcast. So yeah, these are our top 7 tools that make it possible for us to stay quite productive despite working remotely. And um, if you learned something from this video, if this was of benefit, I mean, make sure that you leave a comment, wherever you were watching or listening to this. We will be posting this on YouTube, but we will be also posting this as a normal, quote unquote normal audio podcast. Uh, and we if you want to find out more episodes of ours, you can go to our YouTube channel, sia.digital, or you can find us on any of your favorite listening apps like iTunes or Stitcher and so on. If this was of benefit to you, please do leave a comment, or give us a 5-star review on iTunes. That would really help us. This is our third season. This is the third season of the SIA Business Podcast, and we have been doing this for a long time now, and even the smallest feedback, the smallest piece of feedback that you can provide, or any kind of encouragement that you can provide, it does motivate us, and it helps us to do better and to do more. So yeah, thank you so much, and I wish you good luck, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.